Cette vidéo sera racontée en anglais, le langage commun utilisé par défaut lors de rencontres internationales. If you are in your 30s like me, some major historical events seem to belong to a distant past, but we were just not old enough to truly live them. At school, we were told about the USSR, East and West Germany, Czechoslovakia, but none of those countries exist anymore. Same for Yugoslavia. My friend Patch and I went to this region of Europe on summer holiday. Our story did not begin in France, but in Switzerland, the peaceful country. We participated in a parkour event in Lausanne. It's so exciting to jump on those ancient ruins where Gauls and Romans used to live more than 2000 years ago. But you know, no empire is eternal. I'll get back to that in a moment. Patch and I took the plane from Geneva to Dubrovnik, in the southern part of Croatia. Dubrovnik is a maritime city that belonged to different empires. It was once occupied by the French Empire of Napoleon around 2 centuries ago. Then, during the 19th and 20th century, it was part of Austria-Hungary, and later part of Yugoslavia. Now, it belongs to Croatia. Empires rise and fall. We wandered a whole day on the walls and towers of the city. You may have already seen Dubrovnik yourself, as it was the filming location for the King's Landing town in the television series Game of Thrones. Ça va pas, Patch? T'inquiète, l'eau c'est de l'alcool.
Quoi? Hein? Mais...
We really enjoyed our time in Dubrovnik, and then rented a car to drive towards Budva, in Montenegro. On that first night in Budva, Patch felt sick. So, we chose to rest and read some Wikipedia pages about the countries of former Yugoslavia. People from the Balkans are exactly the same. White Slavic race with a Serbo-Croatian language. Their only difference is religion. And it's religions only that drew the borders that split Yugoslavia. How is it possible? Well, anthropologically, religions are useful. In a precise region of the world, at a precise time of history, a unique religion can unify the human group and the laws. But if you take this religion somewhere else, in space or time, it will confront to another religion. The rest is history. Because of religions, Yugoslavia was split in federations that became the independent countries we know today. Slovenia and Croatia are mostly Catholic countries, because they were part of Austria-Hungary. Serbia, Macedonia and Montenegro are mostly Orthodox, with some Muslim territories like Kosovo. Bosnia and Herzegovina is mostly Muslim, because it was strongly influenced by the Ottoman Empire. So here we are. That was quite a lot of information to process for us as well, so we went to have some fun around Budva and practice some parkour again. Our next stop was Tivat. The weather was ideal to go to the beach. Bon, je suis avec Patch au Monténégro. On est à Tivat. Et on va sortir là, on va sortir avec un russe. On comprend pas un seul mot de ce qu'il dit. Mais ça va être marrant. Voilà.
By the sound of legendary DJ Primo.
Turn me up, break the knob right. I get dressed like it's prom night. I feed on lemons in a limelight. They say I'm full, lost my appetite.
On the next morning, we continued our road trip to Kotor. The landscape is incredible, and you can also find a lot of Roman and medieval fortifications. We left Kotor to head towards Mostar, in Bosnia and Herzegovina. On our road, we made a few stops, because the view was simply so breathtaking. Around the border, we found a church and a graveyard in the mountains. Mostar is probably our favorite city from that trip. This Ottoman bridge is a beauty of Islamic architecture. Patch and I went to the famous Black Dog pub that night, where we met our Russian friends Sofia and Lisa. There's a lot of touristic places to see around Mostar. On our first day, we chose the Kravica waterfalls. The 40-kilometer trip is worth it. Back in Mostar, I took the whole day to explore the city and jump some walls. It was a lot of fun. The city is filled with young people and students. A lot of them go out in clubs and nightclubs every night. Let's enjoy the region of Mostar one last time, in Blagaj, to taste the Buna River. Time to leave Bosnia and Herzegovina. We drove back to Croatia. Bye bye Mostar, hello Split. I just love the architecture there. Do you feel the antique Roman vibes? So powerful.
Il y a un sphinx, ils l'ont posé là en mode on sait pas où on va le mettre, du coup on va le mettre là.
Our friends Sofia and Lisa had also left Mostar to go to Split, so we reunited to celebrate Lisa's birthday.
We are having a really good time, and I'm here with my sister. And then we are also here with two French guys.
Bonjour.
And now you have to sing the
Joyeux anniversaire. Joyeux anniversaire. Joyeux anniversaire, Lisa. Joyeux anniversaire.
Здравствуйте, у меня спит.
Split has some really nice spots for tourist purposes, but before we leave Croatia, we had to see the Hvar island. They say it's a paradise, so we took the first boat we could and just enjoyed this place for a few days. We all had to get back home eventually, but since I had still a few free days, I chose to see the city of Vienna, capital of Austria. The Schönbrunn castle you see is where was living the famous Empress Elizabeth of Austria, known as Sisi. She was a major character in the creation of Austria-Hungary as an empire in the 1860s. The empire ended with the Great War of 1914, a tragedy for Europe. So let's just enjoy Vienna before my journey ends. I'm not sure how to conclude this trip. Does every adventure require a lesson or a moral? I guess I could say that it's very easy to judge historical events with today's morals. And it's a lot more noble to look for rational explanations and no emotions. This way of thinking led me to Stoic philosophy, but that will be for another video. Thanks for watching. Sorry for bad English.